Hi, this is Joe again with another video. For this video, I have to tell to my YouTube subscribers that I'm doing this video for my Big Six Towers shareholders page. So it's and I know I explained it a couple of times already, but I want to explain that it's easier for me to upload this thing to YouTube and then link it over to Facebook, because Facebook has a this video will probably be too big of a file to upload straight to Facebook, so it's easier for me to do it to YouTube because I don't have limits on the space of the video, and I can link it easier to Facebook. So this is going to be my fourth altogether, even though it's going to be labeled as four, but it's technically 3 videos straight to my Facebook, straight to the page here. But it's actually 4 because I did the one video for the Big Six Towers website. So this is actually going to be my 4th video, even though it's going to be labeled as 4. The reason why I'm doing this video is because of what recently has been going on, on the page and stuff. So I figured I should address a couple of these issues. Even though I made posts and others have commented on it, and I appreciate all the comments, all the diverse opinions. I appreciate everybody's opinion. I may disagree with you, but I appreciate your opinions, and I appreciate that we have this dialogue. Even though I don't always agree on everything, I do appreciate the dialogue I'm having with you guys on the page. I do appreciate the dialogue. At least we could, openly communicate, and that's what I want. That's what I had in mind when I created this page in the first place. Besides that, I don't want to go on a tangent on that, but I want to discuss what has been going on with the board election. We still don't have a quorum yet. At this date, at this time doing this video, we don't have a quorum yet. Now the issue is that someone on the page, I did ask a request for those of you who are on the other Big Six pages, because I am banned from them, I'm blocked from them. But one was by choice, because I decided not to be a part of Alan's page anymore, which I posted ad nauseum about. So I asked if anybody has posted, particularly Kevin Doyle, if he posted anything regarding with the election is concerned, or attacking me on the other pages. I appreciate if you were able to take either a screenshot of it and post it on the page, or at least tell me what had been posted. Because as a candidate, I have to know as much information as I can about in regards to what the election is, especially since we don't have a quorum yet. And so one of you, James, thank you, James. I do appreciate you posting it for me. You're doing me a favor. I do appreciate it. He took a screenshot of Kevin's page, a screenshot of his page, saying that, or of a post that Kevin had made, saying that we have 3 more votes left for a quorum, with 3 votes short of having a quorum, and he wrote really a dig to me that I only get this information from the management office and nowhere else. I don't contact the continuing to work. I'm paraphrasing what Kevin says. I don't get this information from the ballot company. I get it from the management office. Well, those of you who read the post, I don't think anybody's commented on that yet, but I wrote a post just yesterday that I went into the management office yesterday, which was on the 28th, October 28th, 2020. I went to the management office to see if I remember getting the information from the management office about how many ballots we are still short on for the quorum, to have the quorum. And I spoke with Melissa, who's in the assistant manager, and I spoke to her, and I asked her how many more ballots that we have that we need for the quorum. So she goes to the manager that we have, and she comes back about 2 minutes later. She comes back, and she says, "Oh, we have approximately 40 ballots now. We have approximately 40 ballots." I said, "You sure it's not 30?" I said to her, "You sure it's not 30 ballots?" She said, "No, it's approximately 40. Why do you ask?" And I said, "Well, because Kevin Doyle has been posting that we have 30 ballots short. That we are 30 ballots short of having a quorum." He goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah," and he's claiming that he's getting this information from their office, and not the ballot company. She goes, "Really?" And I don't know who is lying. I don't know if Kevin is lying or the management office is lying, but regardless, somebody is lying. It's either 30 or approximately or almost 40. It's one or the other. And I said that. I said, somebody's lying to me. Either Kevin is lying or you're lying. And it says, well, and she says to me, "Joe, I'm telling you, it's almost, I never lied." And Melissa says to me, "Joe, I haven't lied to you or anything, but I'm telling you now, it's approximately 40 votes that we need for the quorum." And he says, "Well, they about to send Kevin Doyle a letter, because I'm sure he's doing it again. He's contacting that, and the reason why, and I'm saying this, is contacting the ballot company. The reason why I'm insisting on that he's contacting the ballot company is because last year, when Kevin and I were running against each, as you know, those who follow the board elections here every year, like I do, since I'm a candidate and stuff. Last year, Kevin and I was running against each other, as we all know. Last year, we were fifth at the annual meeting. We were 59 votes short last year for the board election. And so what happened was, Kevin did post the 59 votes short. Now, I'm not criticizing him for that particular post, because he was at the annual meeting as well as I was. So we both got the information at the same time from the annual meeting last year, when we actually physically had a meeting in the St. Sebastian's Parish Center last year. But then a few days after that, Kevin posts, "Oh, we are now 50 votes short." I think it was on October 29th, which is ironically a year ago today, as I'm doing this video. A year ago today, Kevin Doyle posted that we're now 50 votes short. Then on Halloween, he posts, "Oh, we are now 45 votes short for a quorum." And then I think the other day was like November 7th or November 9th. One of those 2 dates, he posted that we are now less than 20 votes to have a quorum. Now, each time, in the other 3 posts I just mentioned, I went into the office each one of those 3 times, and I asked the office staff, so almost the same staff as we have now, except when the manager is concerned, because we don't have David Becker here anymore. And I asked them, how many more votes are we short for the quorum? On the same day, and not the same date, and the next day that when Kevin Doyle made those posts. And I asked them how many votes short. And they said, "Oh, we don't know, we're still short." And they all went, "I don't know," like that. They shrugged their shoulders and go, "I don't know," like that. I know I'm making fun of it a little bit, but that's what they were doing. They all went, "I don't know." And it says, "Oh yeah, if you don't know, then how come Kevin Doyle knows?" And they said, "Kevin Doyle knows?" And, they're putting on, to me, I felt like they were putting on the act. And they said, "Kevin Doyle knows? That's weird. Kevin Doyle knows." And I said, "Yeah, because he's posting on Facebook. Every couple of days he posts how many more votes we need for the quorum. And they go, yeah. It's like they don't. It's like they didn't know anything about it, or they're pretending to know nothing about it, which I didn't exactly buy it. But that's what they were saying, and they said that he used to post. And I did ask Kevin when I was on Kevin's page, and it was his Big Six community page when I was on there. For a short time I was on there, I asked point blank, where did you get this information from? If you're not getting it from the management office, where are you getting it from? Because I know the office doesn't know anything about it. So if they don't know anything about it, if the management office staff doesn't know anything about it, where are you getting this information from? There's only one possible place. He's calling up the ballot company. There's no question that last year that he was contacting the ballot company. Now this year, he's making the claim that he's not calling up the ballot company, which is a bunch of baloney. Let me put it to you this way. To quote my favorite TV judge, I would not believe Kevin Doyle if his tongue came notarized. Right? I do not believe him. At all. I just don't believe him. Unfortunately, he got the majority of the votes last year. He was the only one who got over 300 votes in last year's election. And I tell people what's going on, and people vote, and the majority of the shareholders vote for him anyway. I think mostly because of out of spite to me that they voted for him anyway. And it's not 100% bitter over it. I'm going partially bitter over it. So I don't know what the hell that was. But the sad part is the majority of you vote for him anyway. And that's the thing that personally I don't like, is the fact that shareholders come up to me and they know I'm running for the board. And he said to me, "Oh, I don't like this person, or I don't like that person." But those people got elected to the board, and I didn't. And I mean, it's like being. I know I'm running for re-election. I know I'm trying to say this, but it's being hypocritical, in my opinion, and how people are voting. If you don't like somebody, to be on the board or to be on our board of directors, then why are you voting for them anyway? I mean, that's what I'm more angry about, more frustrated about more than anything else. Alright? Before I start this video, I really want to talk about two issues. The other issue that I want to talk about is, of course, we're 2 days away from Halloween, which has usually been a big deal here in our co-op, especially because over the last few years, I think it's been almost 10 years now, give or take, that we have been doing this trick-or-treating thing in the lobbies. Which at first, I know some people, myself included, don't like the trick-or-treating thing in the lobbies, because most of the time, and most of the lobbies, I should say, the kids are not coming up into the buildings to go trick-or-treating. Now, unlike most of the candidates on the board and most people who live here, I grew up here. I was in trick-or-treat age when I was living in Building 5 at the time, and I was, I usually just did trick-or-treating through a Building 5, and that's it. I think a couple of times I went into other buildings, and it was fun to see some of the hallways decorated. I'm talking about on the floors, seeing the floors decorated, some of the apartments decorated. I know one apartment, Jerry Lamachi's apartment, he used to rig his apartment to scare all the kids. It was great. But it was fun. I felt like it was safer being inside the buildings, going trick-or-treating. Now, of course, this year, it's a little bit different this year because of the virus. So there was a notice. I took a picture of it. I posted it yesterday about the restrictions that's going to be going on with the trick or treat. And thankfully, Saturday, after the lousy weather today, and the lousy weather is going to be going into tomorrow, the Saturday is going to be nice enough that we could have like tables set up and stuff outside the building so the kids could get the candy for Halloween. But it's even with the virus and no virus, it's not the same as the kids going into the buildings. I think the reason why this idea became popular is because some of the porters, at least one particular porter who is now retired, who was the porter in my building, Building 3, his name is Kobe. Every time, if he had to work on November 1, if November 1 just happened to be on his regular work day, having to fall out one of his regular work days, he used to complain about it. He used to complain to death about working on November 1. And why? Well, because of the fact that on Halloween, when the kids used to come up, go forward the floor, go all the way up to the 18th floor and work their way down, they would get a candy bar. Let's say if I give a kid a Hershey bar, for example. The kid will look, oh wow, give me a Hershey bar. That's great. I love Hershey bars. Opens it up, stuffs his face with the kid would stuff his or her face with the Hershey bar, and take the wrapper and throw it on the ground, either on the floors themselves or in one of the stairwells. So Kobe used to go from the 18th floor all the way down, and both staircases, mind you. He used to clean out both staircases, cleaning up the candy wrappers the kids would leave behind. Now it's not like in the old days. When I'm talking about the old days, I'm talking about the 70s and the 80s, when you have to worry about getting bombed. I'm talking about the eggs and shaving cream, which used to be pretty prevalent around, not only in New York City, but around the co-op. When we would see eggs and shaving. I remember one particular year when I was in Building 5, there was shaving cream all over both elevators. So someone took shaving cream and sprayed it all over the elevators. And of course, it was also back in the days when we didn't have security cameras in the elevators. So you saw that, and so Kobe used to complain. So I guess in a way that's why this event became popular. And somebody came up with the idea, let's do trick or treating in the lobbies. But the problem is that the kids don't come up. By the last couple of years, the buildings had public safety open up the doors so kids could come in, and people who run the trick or treating in the respective lobbies are trying to encourage kids to go into or have the doors open, to go into the buildings so the kids can go inside the buildings. But this year, because of the virus, people are worried about the kids getting sick and stuff. Even though the kids' infection rate is way down low, it doesn't matter what the facts, the statistics are, the stats are with the virus. They want to keep the kids safe as possible and the adults safe as possible. So they're going to have this thing outside. Continuing with the Halloween theme here, and this is the last subject I want to talk about in this video, is the fact that also on Halloween we are going to have a little parade on 60th Street between Lower Hill Boulevard and 47th Avenue, just before the kids go around with the trick-or-treating in the lobbies. And the issue that I have, and I did post the issue that I have with it, and I got several responses for it, complaining over the fact that I have a sense. I mean, it's fine that they're advertising it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with having a little Halloween parade for the kids. To me, that's not the issue. The issue is there was a sentence in there saying on the bottom of the sheet, on the notice, no unauthorized photography allowed. Now that is a direct shot at me. The reason why I said that is because I mentioned this in a previous post that I have been accused of being a pervert and a pedophile because I took one picture of the playground between 6 and 7, and that was 6 years ago. That was like 6.5 years ago now, almost. And I'm still being called that by some people in Alcoa. Particularly the person who's accusing me of this, still going around accusing me of being a pervert and a pedophile because I took one picture. And the only one in the world who knows what that picture looks like. And I deleted it at the time, so I'm the only one who knows what and the picture is. For those of you who don't know what the picture is, it was on the first full day of summer vacation, and the kids were in the filled up the playground between building 6 and 7. And I'm taking my walk around the car like I do practically not today, but because of the rain, but almost every day I walk by there and I see a playground full of kids. I'm like, holy crap, the playground's full of kids. And you're never going to see that again for the rest of the summer. Because, kids went, like summer school programs, or they go to sleepaway camp, or day camp, or whatever the situation is, or whatever the situation. Sorry, on my phone. Whatever the situation is, the kids are not there the whole summer. Right? So I'm saying, okay, I can take a picture of the whole playground, and that's what I did. I took a wide shot, like this the camera on my computer is taking a wide shot of me, and that's what I did. I took a wide shot so I get the entire playground in one shot, in one picture. Apparently, one of the kids, or I should say the aunt of one of the kids, saw me take the picture. And I didn't know at the time who she was. I didn't know what kid was specifically in that playground because I have foresight. I have lousy eyesight. Obviously, because I'm wearing glasses. I have a real terrible eyesight. And so I couldn't tell from the distance who was in the playground and who wasn't. And so I took this one wide shot and wasn't even focusing on any particular kid. Contrary to what this person has said about me, I was not taking a picture of one particular kid. I was taking a picture of the whole playground. And this one person was the only one making a stink about it. So she was complaining that I took the picture. So what I did was I immediately deleted it. Right on the spot, I immediately deleted it. But that wasn't, I did it right in front of her. I deleted it right in front of her. So I wasn't hiding a thing. She wasn't satisfied with that. I mean, to me at that point, it should have been settled right then and there. It wasn't settled right then and there. She made a complaint with public safety. I mean, I'm not complaining that she complained to public safety. I'm not. She felt I was doing something wrong, and she complained to public safety about it. So they wrote up a whole report, okay? And what came down was, what happened was, I had to pretty much worry the entire weekend of the cops knocking on my door and hauling me to the precinct. Well, the rest of that day, the rest of that Friday, nothing happened. Friday night, nothing happened. Next day, Saturday, same thing. Nothing happened. Sunday comes, third day, nothing happens. So on my Monday, I spoke to Jerry from Public Safety, told him about the situation, and he said to me, "Well, Joe, if the cops don't show up by now, they're not going to. Especially if you took only one picture, and not only that, and he says to me, there's a direct quote from Jerry from Public Safety, and he says to me, Joe, I know you for a long time. I know you're not a child molester. I know you're not a pedophile. I know you're not a pervert. I know you're not any of these things. I know I know when it comes to your photography. I seen you take pictures of Big Six when you were a student. I know you take pictures of big. I know you're a photographer. You use Big Six in some of your assignments for school. I know you're not a pervert. I know you're not a pedophile. I know you don't intentionally want to hurt these kids. But we had to fill the report because of the complaint. And it says, right, I'm not complaining you didn't do your job. It says that you know that I, not any of these things. But unfortunately, it's getting to a point, and like I said, it's been 6 years already I've been dealing with this issue now. It's not 6 days, it's not 6 months, it's not 6 weeks. It's 6 long, stinking years that I'm dealing with this thing for this one particular family. And I'm telling you now, that to this day, they're still spreading this story of how many people from this particular family are still living here in Big Six. Each one of them, I'm telling you now, are still going around telling people that I'm a pervert, I'm a pedophile, I'm a child molester, I'm a pervert because I take pictures of kids, I do this, and do this, and do this. None of it is 100% false. It's not true at all. And anybody who knows me knows that this story is completely not true. But this family is still insisting that I am, and still pushing this narrative, still pushing this story. Even though if you look up my name on any of these lists about this sex offender list, or this child molester list, or whatever, my name is not there. And the reason why my name is not there is because I am not a pervert or a pedophile or any of this crap. And this particular family, I guess I can mention the name, the Hellman family, is pushing this story. And because they're pushing this story, and a lot of people who don't know me or barely know me are voting against me because for the election because they believe in this totally bullshit. Excuse my language, bullshit story, and that's exactly what this is. And to say all that stuff, they're still getting away with this stuff, and it's I don't know why I am not suing this family over calling me a pervert and a pedophile. I don't know why I'm not suing them. I could have easily sued the estate of Jimmy Hillman's estate because Jimmy did wrote garbage on my apartment door saying, and if you look at all the pictures from Big Six on the page, you eventually will find it that the picture that Jimmy Hillman wrote on my door saying Joe is gay and put a piece of fish on my doorknob, on my apartment door, and he did that. And unfortunately, he's not going to go to jail for that because he passed away. Like a little more than a year later, he passed away. But regardless, I feel that the family should have paid for what the hell they did to my door. I feel that very, very strongly because I'm dealing with this crap for such a long time now, and it's time to grow up and move on. But unfortunately, these people, this particular family, and Kevin Doyle in particular, and his running buddy, and his good buddy, Howard Geary, won't let me move on, and won't let this co-op move on. I mean, Kevin Doyle is now the president of the board. There's nothing I can do about it now, but at this moment. But I think it's about time that Kevin Doyle grows up. And getting back to the Kevin Doyle thing, it's about time that Kevin Doyle grows up and moves on. And it's been over 2 years now that this crap has been going on between the two of us since I made that infamous comment about him and Howard on a video I did 2 years ago. I think it's about time. I'm not going to. It's not worth extending another branch of these two because I know they're not going to accept it. But I think it's about time these two guys grow up and move on. Because I'm pretty much over it from my end. But it's not over from their end. And as long as Kevin keeps pulling stunts like this and contacting the ballot company, this garbage is never going to end between the two of us. I'm sad to say. So that's my to conclude my video of my fourth campaign video. Please click on, and I always say that I end my movie reviews, but just click on the video and please rate it. I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I do hope that I don't have to do any more of these campaign videos, at least for this year. I do hope that those of you who haven't voted yet, please send in your ballots, or either do it online or send in the paper ballot and drop it off at the management office or public safety. If the management office is closed, get your ballots in, folks. That it's time. If you are tired of this stupid nonsense that I described in this video, there's only one thing for you to do, and that's to elect me to the board of directors. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'm elected to the board and represent you guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon.